What is going on, everyone? It is a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday night. Depending on when you're watching, it could be any other night of the week. But this is Brian from Superboard Sunday, and tonight we're going to take a look at. I have the cover nearby. Oh, I do. Hang on. Some new hotness tonight. We're looking at, speaking of hotness, Heat. Looking at Heat, Pedal to the Metal, designed by the same team that brought you Flamme Rouge. I love Flamme Rouge. But this is focusing on F1 and kind of the early days of F1, and this is their take on that system. Some similarities there with that system. But the game is just coming out now. It is. I just got back from vacation, but it came out last week, and we're gonna take a look at it. I'm very excited to do it because it is 1 to 6 players. Emphasis on the 1, but also how we're going to play tonight is the Legends module, which is this board right here and these cards. And what basically that does is it can turn the game of any number of players versus however many AI you want to play. We're going to be playing a full 6-car race using that deck, and I'm one of the cars myself. And you can integrate this Legends module into a 2-player game all the way up to 6-player game. Well, you can't include it in a 6-player game because there's 6 cars, so up to 5 players, you can add in 1 bot, or if you're playing 2 players, you can add in the rest of the cars as bots, and or you don't have to add all of them at once. You can add a couple here, a couple there, but tonight we're going to add 5 bots, so basically me versus everyone else. A quick rundown of how the game works. If you're familiar with Flamme Rouge, it's a kind of a similar system. It is a hand management system in which you're playing cards with speed on them and moving the car that many spaces. The gear that you're in, which is over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever gear you're in determines how many cards you have to play that round. So if I decide I want to be in gear 3, I need to play 3 cards from my hand. Exactly that many, no more, no less. You could play more. We'll get to that in a second. But to start, we're going to be in gear 1. It's a fatigue system, but instead of I forget what it was called in Flamme Rouge, but there is heat cards. So the name of the game is Heat. There are these heat cards, and depending on the map and the type of game that you're playing, there's a lot of expansion or a lot of extras modules you can add into the game. But in the base game on this map, specifically in the US, you're looking at 6 heat cards, and it's basically stress on your system, on your engine. So they start in the middle here. As you do more risky maneuvers, either brake hard or shift higher than 1 gear, you're going to be adding these heats to your discard pile. They'll eventually travel into your deck, and then muck up your hand because the heat cards you cannot discard. There are ways to cool down your system, and cooling down your system is taking those heat cards from your hand and putting them back into your heat pile. And if this ever runs out, I'm hoping it doesn't, but if it ever runs out, you could be solving a collision, and we'll get to that if that happens. But essentially, you have 6 here in your engine, as well as 1 in your, every player has 1 in their hand to start, not in their hand, but in their deck. In the deck, there are a number of speed cards. There's 12 speed cards to be exact. I believe there's equal amounts of 2s, 3s, and 4s. So we have that. We also have upgrade cards. They call them upgrade cards because they just do a little extra for your system, but they're not speed cards for the purposes of going through the game, which we'll get to as we play it. But there's a 0 speed card, or there's a 0 card, a 5 card, and an extra heat card in your color. And then we are adding 3 stress cards. Stress cards, just like heat cards, can't be discarded, but when you play them, you don't know what you're going to be drawing. So in a situation of a 3-gear turn, if one of the cards is, say, if I play these 3 cards down, this 3, a stress, and a 4, from the top of my deck, I have to draw until I get a speed card on this, and then that adds to the speed of my other already drawn speed cards. It's stressful because you don't know what you're going to be drawing, but as kind of a proper hand management system, you are hopefully keeping an eye on what cards have been played, what cards might be coming up, and that's that. So what you do is you get to take these cards, and we're gonna shuffle them into your deck. You start off with 3 of those. It tells you specific to the map what you're starting with. So 6 heat cards in your engine, 3 stress cards in your hand, and then your specific deck. Everyone's deck is the same. So you shuffle that up, and then I'll tell you kind of how the whole game is going to work. The big box, Days of Wonder did it. There's in the box there's actually spaces for 2 more players, so they're already thinking of an expansion. So keep an eye out for the 7 and 8 player expansion coming up soon. And I'll draw the cards in a second, but I'll go through kind of how the game's going to work from a solo perspective. So it sounds like a lot, and the teach is kind of long for first timers, but essentially the game is over the course of 9 steps, some of which are mandatory, some of which are not. The first 2 can be done at the same time. Is you're drawing 7 cards or you have 7 cards in your hand. You're deciding what gear you want to be on, and putting the cards face down, because you're going to put your cards face down, and then when everyone's ready, you're going to flip them over. And then in race order, we'll get to how it's determined. You're going to be playing those cards and moving them. Along the way, we're going to be going through some checks. If you're in last place, you can get a free movement and a cooldown. You can also have opportunities to cool down your engine if you're in lower gears here. Or you may spend heat. You may spend heat from your engine to boost, and boosting is a blind draw from the top of your deck. So kind of paying attention to that. And then slipstreaming. Slipstreaming is if you're in the back of or if you're behind or next to someone, you can move 2 spaces ahead. And then that's good. And then you're doing a corner check. So in this labeled right here, there's 4 corners to this map, specifically in the US. These are speed limits. You have to cross the corners here at the specific speed limit noted here. So if I start, say, here, once I cross this line, I have to make sure I'm going 3. Otherwise, for each speed I'm going over 3, once I cross this line, I have to spend that many heat from my deck into my discard. So a lot of the heat will come from that if I overshoot these corners here. And if I don't, I don't. The only thing that doesn't affect the corner checks are the slipstreams. So it's those are the only free movement there. How the legends work is it's very easy. We'll actually just start the game, and I'll talk about it as we go, because it's pretty easy to kind of get into it. But it's a deck of cards, and in the deck of cards, it tells you kind of how each driver will move. There's obviously some other things to it, which we'll get to in a second, but I'll shuffle this deck up and we'll get to playing. I did draw these random, and I am going first. But to the start of every game, regardless of if it's solo or not, is you got to draw 7 cards to your hand. So you always start with 7 cards in your hand, and then you decide based off of what you have how far you want to move. And the first thing you do is with the cards in your hand, you want to decide if you want to shift up. Shifting up 1 gear is free. Shifting up 2 gears is going to cost you a heat into your discard pile. I got a lot of good cards here. What's good about this as well is each of these spaces are numbered, so it's easier to kind of see how many spaces there are to the next turn, which is super cool. So the first corner is right here, 7 speed, and for me it is 12 spaces away. So if I play up to 12 if I can, then I'll be getting the most out of my turn, and I think I can do that. But I'd have to go to 3rd gear. So in order to do that, I know I need to be in 3rd gear. So I need to shift up twice. Now, shifting up once is free. Shifting up twice is going to cost me a heat. So I'm going to pay a heat to my discard pile. This will eventually come into my hand and muck up my deck. but we'll get to that in a sec. And then with these 3 cards, you decide what you want to play, and you're deciding face down, but since we're playing a solo game, it doesn't really matter, so I'm going to put them face up. I'm going to go exactly 12, and then I'm going to put these cards to the side. So I'm going to be playing a 5, a 3, and a 1, and because I get to go first, I just go first. It's different if I were not first. We don't draw a card from the Legends deck until it's a Legends turn, but I am first in the green slot right here, so I'm going to move my 12. And I'm going to take the inside of the corner, because the inside corner will go first. There are markings on this that will let's say who goes first, and the closest to the corner will go first in the next round. So there's a possibility that red will be going here or not, or any other car will. So we got here. I could boost if I want to, but if I boost, I would be going 1 more speed over that. I played 12, that would be 13 over that, or that would be 13 total speed. I need to be going 7. So the difference there is 6. I have to draw 6 heat cards, so I don't want to do that. I kind of just want to keep it right there. I have no cooldown symbols available. This is the check for that. If I was in second gear and I had a heat card in my hand, I could discard 1 of them. If I'm in first gear, you can discard up to 3 of those heat cards back into the engine if you're in first gear. So the slower you're going, the less stress you can get rid of from your system. I am not slipstreaming. I'm not at the corner, so I think we're good to go there. So I will discard any other cards from my hand. That's this check right here. So you can look at your hand and discard. I'm actually going to keep these. And then step 7 is discarding your hand, your cards from your play area, and drawing back up to 7. So I need to draw 3 cards. I drew a 0, 1 of my stress cards, and a 4. So I got a lot of speed coming up. All right, so that's my turn. So now we're going to red. We're kind of basically doing all the legends right now. So what we do is we're going to flip this card over. It's going to show you a bunch of symbols here. And essentially with that, you're going to be doing a number of things. You'll be looking at what color of car is moving. So in this case, we're moving the red car. This is saying it wants to move 12 spaces. Now, in order to do that, you have to see if it's beyond or before a Legends line. And that's this guy right here. And right now it's before the Legends line. So it wants to move as far ahead, as many spaces as it can with this number here. So it wants to go 12. It's going to try to go 12. And it can, because it can go up to the corner without overshooting it with 12. It's going to be right next to me. And that's it for that. There might be some other checks too. If it was going to overshoot it, what it would do is it would go as far as it could, and then it would stop at the number listed on the card there. So it'd stop at the 1, which would be right here. But it could go its full 12, so it will. Coming up next is the black car, and the black car wants to go 11 spaces. It's before the Legends line, so it will go all 11. And it's going to stop at the 2 here, closest to the racing line here. I believe the racing line might be here, so I think it goes bam, bam. But I'm still in first there. Kind of I might be messing that up a little bit, but I do know that I want to go first, and I got here first. Next is going to be gray. It wants to go 10 spaces. It's before the Legends line, so it's going to go 10 spaces. We have blue next. Nope, sorry, we have yellow next, and it's going to go 16 spaces. It's on 14, so it can't go the full distance without overshooting this Legends line. So it doesn't, it can't go the full distance that it wants to of 16. So it's going to go all the way up to the number 1 if it can, and it can right here. And then lastly, blue is going to go and blue will go. It wants to go 19 spaces, but it cannot. So it's going to go to the marker on number 3. So it's going to go right next to the gray car. So very easy to manage solo. There's a couple extra things now that we're beyond the Legends line here. The next turn will be another kind of system to learn here, but it's all kind of symbolized right here as to what you do. But that's the first turn. They don't participate in slipstreaming. They don't do anything with damage or whatever. It's just flip the card, move the cars, what it says, and there you go. So now we're in the next round. I'm still in gear 3. The corner here is 7, so I have to play 3 cards. It'd be nice to... I mean, I could get there with exactly 7. And that might be... I might take a chance and do some more. So let me just do that. I'm going to play these 3 to go exactly 7. So in order to do that, I'm going to go 7 here. I have a feeling they're going to pass me here because I know the rules of how they play. I've been known to kind of be a little bit of a wimp when it comes to using heat in the games that I've played, but I'm going to stop there and see how this kind of plays out. So that's my turn there. I'm not going to do any cooldowns or anything like that. I could have actually... Yeah, I could have probably... No, there's no need for me to cool down because I have nothing to cool down, so... I'm going to keep the cards in my hand that I have. I'm not going to discard anything. I'm going to discard these and draw up to 7. So that's 3 cards. All right. Next is the Legends. We draw a card here. Red card wants to go. It is going to go first. It wants to go 11. It cannot. All these cards are past the Legends line of the upcoming turn. So what it's going to do is pretty simple. It's going to go the exact same speed as the corner plus the number above it on the sign. So this sign's kind of a multi-use. When you're before the Legends line, it will tell you where the AI will stop on, or if it's after, it'll tell you an additional space. So red is going to go 7 plus 0. So it's going to go pretty much right next to me, I think. Yep, so it'll go right next to me. And there's no blocking. So if a car from here tries to go past it, it will move it through it as if it were a space. It just can't stop on the same spot. Yellow is next, and it wants to go 15 spaces. It cannot because it's coming up on a corner here, so it's going to go 7 plus 2. It's going to go 9. So we know this is 8, so 9 will be right here. Black is next. Black wants to go 17. Obviously cannot, so it's going to go 9 spaces. Because it's 7 plus the 2 here. It would end up landing on myself in the red, so it's going to go behind me because it's closest to the racing line here. Let's see. Gray will go next. Gray wants to go 13. It cannot because it's beyond the Legends line. So it will go 7 plus 1. It's going to go 8. It'll go right behind black. And blue wants to go 14. It cannot because it's beyond the Legends line. It's going to go 8 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next to the gray. All right. So the lead did change on that, which is actually pretty good for me because I might be able to do some slipstreaming, which would be pretty sweet. However, the next turn coming up next corner coming up is a 3. We got to be aware of that coming up. So what do I want to do? I do have a plethora of cards here, so we're 13 from the corner. So playing to the corner would be nice. I could do that with these 2 and that. That would give me 11. And maybe they'll be around here, where if they stop maybe around here, I might be able to slipstream past them. So we'll see if we can. So I'm going to play those 3, but it's not my turn yet. It's actually the Legend's turn. So now that a Legend is going first, we're just going to flip the card over and then kind of go in order. So we flip that over there. Yellow wants to go 18 spaces. It cannot, so it's going to go as far as it can until it reaches this line here. So it's going to go to the number 3. So it does that. It's my turn next, and I'm going 11. So I'm going to end up at 3 as well. So I'm actually next to him. And what's good about that is, I think I'm next to him, yeah. Yeah, so I'm right next to him. I'm not going to boost, but I will slipstream, which will give me 2 free movement up here. Is being next to or behind somebody when you end your turn gives you 2 free movement. And that movement doesn't add on to your speed either, which is pretty sweet. But being here is very good for the next upcoming turn. Coming up next is the red. Red wants to go 16. It can't go that without overshooting the turn. So it's going to go to the number 2 spot. Black would like to go 10, so it can go that full movement. It'll go right there. Again, this is before the Legends line here, so it can do its full movement there. That going there. We got gray next. Gray's going to go 17. It cannot, so it's going to go all the way to the number 2 spot next to red. And blue wants to go to the number 2 spot as well, but it wants to go 15 spaces. So 15 spaces will bring it right next to me on the 1. So black's falling a little bit behind right now. So we'll clean this up. I should have cleaned this up last time, but it's alright. I'm going to clean this up. I don't think I'll discard anything because I'm actually good at where I'm at with this, and I think I'll be drawing a heat or 2 sometime soon. I got one of my heat. Alright, so I might give you a little cooldown action here. So we're coming up on the next. I am going first this turn. I'm going to shift down, and I'm going to be playing 2 cards. The speed limit here is 3 to get beyond that turn. I'm going to play a 2 and a 1. Now I'll show you why I'm doing that. I have a heat here, which will kind of explain the cooling down system. So I'm going to play 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to end up right here. I think I won't boost. I'm going to try to get some free movement out of the slipstream. So I'm going to stay right there. I'm doing a heat check here, or sorry, a cooldown check and some other things. My second gear will let me cool down 1 card from my hand, and I do have the heat card here, so it'll go right on top of here. So it's out of my hand back into the engine. So if I ever add a heat card, it's going to come from the engine. And then that will be my turn, so I'm going to discard any cards from my hand that I want. Probably discard the 0 as well as these cards. And then I'll draw up to 7. So I've drawn 2. I need to draw, oh god, I got all my stress cards coming out. So I have 5 cards in my hand. Whenever you have to draw more, you just draw from, or you just take your discard pile and shuffle it up. And then draw, I gotta draw 2 more. We have a new draw deck. A couple of deuces there. That's not, we're going to be probably doing some stressing on the next turn, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So for now, we're on to the Legends. We're looking for blue, and we flip over this card and kind of go right through the whole thing. They're all after the Legends line, so we know where they're going this plus the number that's above them, and we're not going to really focus on their numbers, just kind of where they fall here. So blue is going to go 3 plus 3. They're going to go 6. Red will go 4. Gray will go 4 as well. It can't go as far as me, so it's going to stop right here. And yellow will go. Yep, yellow's next. Yellow's gonna go just 3. So it's falling behind a little bit. Black is gonna go 3 plus 3 is gonna go 6. Next to the gray. So that's that. We're gonna flip this card back over here and get ready for the next round. It looks like I might shift it up and do some. I am 14 away from the start of from the corner here, so I might shift up. I'm gonna play 3 cards. I'm gonna do with 3. I'm gonna do 2 of these stress cards. And how the stress cards work, we'll find out after the blue guy goes here. So these are the cards I'm gonna play. Now we're gonna see what the legend is going to go, because blue is way out in front, so it's gonna go first. Blue wants to go 16. It can't because it's only 11 from the corner, so it's going to end up at the number 2 spot here. Now it's my turn. So because I'm right here inside, good to go. How you do this is you flip over these cards here, and whenever you get a card that has a speed symbol on it like this, you'll put it on top of that card and it'll act as that speed. First card I flip, nice, it's a 4. So I gotta flip over one more. Another 4, that's pretty good actually. So I'm actually gonna go 11 spaces, which is gonna wind me up at the number 3, I believe. Yes, it will. And that's actually very good. Because now I'm not going to boost, meaning I'm not gonna add any more speed to my deck, but I am gonna take that free slipstream and go 1, 2. Which is pretty good right there. I'll look at my hand. I think I really want to discard because these are fine for the next upcoming turn. So I will discard these cards for my play area, and I'll draw back up. I got to draw 3. And that's my turn. We're going to finish these legends right now. So red wants to go 17. See right there. So it can't go the full length without overshooting the corner, so red's going to stop at the number 2. We're looking at gray next. Gray is going to go 19 spaces, but it can't, so let's go to the number 3. Black is wanting to go 18 spaces, but it can't go without overshooting that turn, so it's going to go to the number, it wants to go to the number 3 as well. And unfortunately for yellow, yellow hasn't crossed this line yet, so it's going to be dealing with something different. Yellow wants to go 13, but it hasn't even crossed this turn yet, so it has to go 3 plus this number here, so it's going to go 4. And yellow is definitely behind, but it may catch up. You never know how these cards are going to flip over. Your boy's in first, coming in hot around the last corner. Oh, well, there's 2 more corners, actually. So I need to make sure this is a good one. I might get a bunch of 2s. Maybe time to turn some heat up, get a little bit more around that, because I have plenty of heat to spare. Maybe just, I have to draw 3 cards. So maybe this. Maybe this. Maybe go 5. I am first, so I'm going to play these 3 cards here. It's going to get the 0 out of my hand, which is fine, but I want to get some more. I want to get a little bit faster on that corner, so I'm going to go 5 spaces. 1, 2, 5. Now, because we don't do the corner check yet, so I'm not going to boost anymore. I don't have any cooldowns. I can't slipstream. So now we do a corner check. I have a speed of 5. I went around a corner at a speed of 3, so the difference there is 2. So I'm going to take 2 of these heat and put it into my discard. Then I'm going to discard any cards from my hand. I'll keep those. Discard these, draw back up to 7, so I'm only drawing 3 cards. Whoops. And the rules say you, even during a multiplayer game, you can't look through your discard pile, but someone can always ask you how many heat you have in your deck. So you obviously you can't look over anyone else's discard pile. You can't look over your own, but you can always check on how much heat you have to spend, and ask a player across a table, "Hey, how many heat do you have?" Just to see what their stress level is on their engine. So that's me. We're gonna rock over to the Legends here. It'll zoom in on the card every now and then so you kind of see how it looks. Whoops. So we're looking for blue first. Blue, they're all passed except for yellow. We'll get to yellow in a second. But blue is going first, and it's beyond the Legends line here. So it wants to go 3, which is the number of the corner, plus whatever number's above it. So it's just going to go 3 because there's only a 0, there's a 0 above the blue here, so it's going to go 3. Red's going to go next. It's going to go 3 plus 1. It's going to go 4. Black will go next. Both black and gray are going to go 6 because they're in the same column here with a 3 above it. So they're both going to go 6. So first gray will get the inside shot here. And then black will go right next to it. Yellow is last. It's beyond the it's before the Legends line here. So it's going to go its full speed if it can, and it's 12 here, and it wants to go 12, so it will go all the way to the beginning of the corner. So it actually bunched up very well. It's pretty cool how that happened, but yellow still has to deal with that corner on the next turn, so we'll see how he does that. Or she. All right, coming in on the final corner, it's a 2. Let's see what we have here. Got a couple of 1s. I still have a bunch of stress. I have 4 stress cards. We're doing 2 laps also, so we have to make sure we know that. In terms of dealing with stress. I am 4 away from here. So if I cross this at 4, I'm drawing 2 stress. But I think that's a good thing, because if I can get over this line, I can just whip it over to the... so if I do 5, ooh, that's crazy. I'm gonna I can't shift down 1 yet. I think I might. Yeah, boy, it's tough. So I don't want to do... I think I'll go just 4 if I can with 3 cards, and I can, because the best the AI will be able to do is come to this 0 as well. So I'll still be able to keep. They'll never pass the corner. They'll get up to the corner. They'll never go beyond it because they're all behind the Legends line right there. So knowing that system, I'm going to play these 3 cards in 3rd gear and go 4, which is right to the beginning of the turn here. I think it's here. I'm pretty sure it's here. As long as I know that I got there first, I'm going to go first. So if anyone ends up next to me, then I just know that. So that's my turn. I'm not going to boost anymore because I went 4 spaces. Can't slipstream. Didn't touch the corner yet, so I'll discard these cards. I might... I gotta discard this 2 as well. I'm gonna draw up to 7. So I'm gonna draw 1 more after this. I gotta shuffle these cards and draw up to 7. So 1 more card from here. A 3, nice. So we got some good speed coming up for, even though the next turn will be spent kind of potentially cooling down. We'll see. But let's get to the Legends first. So we got this card here. Draw that Legends card there. Gray is going to go first, and Gray, they're all before the Legends line, so they want to go as far as they can, but they're essentially going to go to where this number tells them to go. Gray is going to go to number 1. Black is going to go to number 1 as well. Red will go to number 0. So red's caught up with me. Blue is going to go to number 2. And yellow hasn't crossed the corner yet. So what yellow's going to do is it's going to go the number of the speed of the corner. So 3 plus whatever this is. So it's going to go 6. It's actually caught all the way up. Look at that. Look how that works. So blue or yellow caught up with the whole pack, even though it was a couple corners behind. That's pretty great. So now we are all ready for the corner here. It's just a corner of 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back it down by 1. I'm just going to play 2 cards. I should have kept that 2 that I had that I had discarded before. That would have been nice. Because yeah, I think I still will do that. It's going to cost me some stress, but I think it'll be all right. I'm just going to do a 1 and a 3. So I have to play 2 cards. Have to. I don't have a 0 on here. And I can't really chance something else coming up because I've reshuffled my deck, so I'm not sure what else would come up. So I'm going to play this 1 and this 3 to go around this corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on this side. So we're going to go through the checks. I'm not going to boost anymore. I do have a cooldown actually, so I'm going to cool down my engine with removing 1 card from my hand back into the engine. No slipstream. Corner check. I went over a speed 2 corner at speed 4, so that 2 of these have to go into the engine, or into the discard pile from the engine. I'm not going to discard anything from my hand, so I'm going to return these to the discard pile. And I'm going to draw up to 7, which is 3 more. Not a good looking hand for what I want to do the next time, which is I might actually do some boosting, but we'll see. I got 3 cards in the engine, 3 heat cards. It's now the Legends' turn. Legends are all before the corner, so they're just going to go the speed here plus whatever's up here. So red is going to move 5 in front of me, which is good because that means I might be able to slipstream, but they usually have crazy numbers, so we'll see. This might be where they kind of get ahead of themselves for a little bit. Black wants to go 1 plus 2, so it's going to go 3. Gray is going to go 4. Blue's next. Blue is going to go 3. Or sorry, it's just going to go 2 actually. So it's stopping short of that corner. And then yellow is going to go, also going to go just 2. I'll swap these because blue will go first next. Or blue will go before yellow next round. So they went a little slower here, but maybe that was cautious. That is good for them. Okay, so we're coming up on a huge. So we are 20 spaces away from the next turn. We're doing 2 laps, so we're gonna go. This is the end of lap 1, pretty much here. So I definitely want to play a lot of cards if I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shift up once. I'm going to play 3 cards. I definitely want to play the 5 and the 4. The question is, and I can't look through my discard pile, but I know there's another 4 in this deck. But there's also a couple of these cards too. If I can get a 4 out, that'd be great. So what I might try to do is stress a little bit. Play the stress card down. So that's what I'm going to play, but it's not my turn yet. It's red's turn. I'm going to flip over this. And we got the card here. Red is going to go 15, so it's going to go all the way here. And it can do that because it's well before the Legends line, and it can go its full distance. I'm next. I am going to start with 9, but then I'm boosting, so you're drawing from your pile here until you get a speed card. This 0 doesn't count because it's not a speed card, so the 0 just goes to the discard. This heat stays out of my hand, which is good. This stress doesn't count. This other heat card doesn't work. 2. So I'm going to go 11. So I'm going to go over to 9. I am going to boost. So I'm going to take a heat from my discard. I'm going to take a heat from my light back into this thing here. I'm going to take a heat from my pile into my discard pile and draw a speed card, and whatever that is, I also move that. That's not a heat. I'm going to go 3 more spaces. 1, 2, 3. So I can't slipstream, but I got a little farther ahead. I might have to cool down a little bit later. I have no cooldowns or anything left. I wasn't last, so these cards will go in here. I'll draw back up 3 more. Perfect. Look at that. What's next? Gray is next, and it's going to go 16. So we're going to go to the 5. The numbers here are perfect. You can just go boom, boom. 21, 5. Black is going to go 14, so it will go to the 8 spot. Both yellow and blue are before the corner, so they're going to go just the speed of the corner plus whatever's up here. Blue's going first, so blue's going to go 3 plus 2, it's going to go 5. Let's go to the 19th spot. Yellow's going to go 4. All right, so now we are coming in on the second lap here. 2 legends will go first, meaning I might be able to slipstream. I don't have any heat in my hand, which is good. I still got to play 3 cards, and I'm 6 from the corner. So if I can play 6, that would be very good. And I think I can with what I have. I'm gonna end up playing this 3-2-1. My hope is I'll be able to end up behind one of these 2 and slipstream, but I don't know what this card says, because if I slipstream, I'll be beyond this corner, which will be very good for the next however many spaces here. I'm gonna do that, but we have to draw a Legends card first because there's 2 ahead of me. Now all these cards, except for these 2, these 3 Legends cards are beyond the Legends line, so they're gonna go as fast as they can through the corner. They're before. Yeah, so they want to go their full, so we did that right from here. So they were here before the Legends line. It's kind of the key right here. Go their full speed, or as far as they can up to that. So we're good, actually. I was second guessing what I was doing, but I think we're good. But now that they're coming up on the corner, they want to go this. They're beyond it, so they want to go the speed of that. So they might actually be going farther than I, which is interesting. So they're going to go 7. Red's going to go 7 plus 3. Red's going to go 10 spaces. That's an interesting Legends line right there. So they're doing some good stuff there. They're gonna get some serious lead here. Gray is gonna go exactly 7. I'm gonna go, like I said, I'm out here. I'm gonna go 6. I'm right to the corner here. I have 2 of these heat. I I might try to boost. No, because if I boost, I would only want a 1. I don't want to go 2 over, so I'm going to stay there. That's actually fine. These guys might get away from me. I'm going to try my best. So I'm going to stop there. Discarding this 1 from my hand. Yeah. Then I will discard these and draw up. I have 2 left in my engine block, which I'm still learning the management of this, whether I should be risking it more, but we'll find out by the end of this. And I'm drawing 4 more. But we still have a couple more legends to get to here. We have the black legend wants to go 7 plus 2 is going to go 9 space. So it's going to end up 1 past this. So I'll be right behind it. I can't slipstream because I've already stopped. So that is that. And then blue and yellow want to go their full tilt that they can. Blue is going to go 13. The blue will go to the 6. Blue, yes. 13 plus 6 is 19. Math. And then yellow wants to go 14. Yellow would have gone first. So we'll see if this matters. But yellow's going to go 14. It actually does matter. They both were going to end up here, so yellow was going first anyway, because it was over here. So that's that. The deck of legends has run out, so what you do there is just shuffle it back up and draw a new, or form a new deck for the legends. Gonna be a tricky one here. Got 3 cars kind of ahead of me that they're going to be going some full distance right now. I got to figure this one out. So let's see what cards we have. Oh, 5, 6, 7. So I could, if I shift down and go 8, that would actually let me go a little farther, and I'd be able to get rid of this from my hand back into my engine. So I might cool down. I'm coming into the corner and go 8. I like the idea of that. Because this will go back in my deck, or into my engine, but then it'll go to my discard because I'm going 1 over. But we'll see what happens here. But that's my plan. Draw a Legends card. Red's going to go first, and it's going to try to go 13, which it can, all the way up to 2. Gray is going to go 14. So it's going to go to 5. Black is going to go 16. So it's going to go to 4. I am going to go 8. So it is... That's 8. Which is 1 over that. Do I want to boost? I could boost. Resolve all this here, so I'm gonna cool down. I can boost. It's gonna cost me a heat to boost, but that would also go against this, so that'll be pretty scary. So I'm not going to. So that's that. The engine check, or the check over here is I went over by 1. So one of these cards will go into the discard pile. Clean these up. I want to discard any of these. Discard this 2. And I'll draw 3 more cards. And by 3, I mean 4 more cards. Anything good? Ooh, couple of heats in there. All right, so now we're doing the yellow card. Or yellow car is going to go. It's actually beyond the legends line, so it's going to go 7 plus whatever this is. So it's going to go 7 plus 0 is 7. Go past here, and then the blue car is going to go 10 spaces. It's going to go 6, 7, 8, and 10. I'm currently in 4th, living on a prayer here. So let's see what I want to do. I'm 13 from the corner. I should shift up and get there. I can get as close as 10. I could get all the way up to 13 if I played 4 cards. That's crazy. But I think I'm going to try this. So I'm going to shift up all the way to 4. It's going to cost me a heat from my hand. And I'm going to do that. Let's try that out. That's what I want to go. So let's see what these guys do for their movements. Red is going to go. So these cars are beyond the Legends line. So they're going to go up whatever 3 plus whatever they want. So 3 plus in Red's case is going to go 3 plus 0. It's going to go 3. Black is going to go 5. Gray is going to go 4. I'm next. I'm playing 4 cards. I want to go 13. I'm right here. Now, I got to check the book because I think I should be able to slipstream out of that corner, but I am coming in too hot. I know this. I'm going to check the rules of slipstreaming one more time. Because the corner is... Slipstreaming does not increase your speed value. So I'm coming in at a 13. I still can't slipstream. That's kind of like hitting the brakes. If I slipstream, it's as if I took this turn still at 13, and I'd be like crazy wiping out. But I am proud of that movement. So that's good. I can't discard these cards, or cool down. So I'm gonna put these in the discard pile and draw 4 cards. Hopefully with at least a 3 on there would be nice. Yeah, that should work. It'll be close. We still have blue and yellow to deal with. So blue is going to go... These are before the Legends line. So blue's going to go 14. It'll end at the 3 here. And yellow will go 15, ending at this 5. So we're getting close. We're kind of close together here. Getting back... let's see. Is 4 cards stupid? Yes. Coming up on a 3. So what I can do with 3 cards is this, meaning I should downshift at least once. So I'm playing 3 cards. What that means is I'll be having to spend my final heat. But I think that's fine. Because if I have to go back to the heat again, I think that's when problems come up. Let me just double check that. Just double checking the heat situation. doesn't say here exactly what to do with the heat cards if you can't draw any more. It just says it might be in the advanced rules, but I don't believe. If you do not have a heat card available, you cannot boost. Oh, spin out. If you don't have enough heat to pay for your excess speed, so you have to be able to pay it. So just because I'm at 0 doesn't mean I just can't pay it. So I think I still want to go this many. Still want to go this many. So I want to go that, but first it's going to be red and black that go with the Legends card. They're both beyond the corner, so they're going to go try to go their full speed. Red's actually going to go all the way to 0 because it wants to go 15. Black wants to go 14, so it's going to be at the 1. I'm going to go 4. I'm not going to... I wanted to be down in... Oh, sorry. I wanted to be down in... No, I couldn't shift down twice. So I'm fine with that for now. I'm 4, so this has to go here. I have to cool down my engine. For sure. But I don't want to spin out. I'm kind of running too hot. And I can't boost anymore. So this will go into the discard. I can't discard these, so I'm going to be drawing 3 more cards. I got to start cooling down my system, unfortunately. I may have ran too hot early on. Oof, yeah. We will cool her down. So now it's Gray's turn. Gray is going to go 1 plus 3 is going to go 4. 2, 3, 4. Again, because it's beyond this line before the corner. So it's going to go 3 plus whatever number it tells you here. So it's 1. Blue wants to go 3 plus 1, so it's going to go 4. Just past it. And red is going to go, or yeah, I point to yellow and say red. Yellow is going to go 2 plus 3 is going to go 5. Right to the edge. And there we go. Looks like red and black might take away with this. Might go away with this one. Okay, I have a lot of cards I can't deal with. However, I have some stress cards. I think I want to play all 3 of them for my turn. And just because I have very low numbers here, I'm wondering if I can get some good numbers out of these here. So I'm going to play 3 stress cards. I'm very stressed. Do I want to play 3? Yeah, I'll play 3. I'm gonna kind of ride the high of having some heat, just not being able to take it. No. I'm gonna shift down 1, and this may have had a hiccup there, but I moved red 5, and then black is going to go 3 plus. It's gonna go 6. It is my turn, and I have 2 stress cards. So I get to flip over cards until there's speed cards on both of these. Ugh. 1. Nothing. Nothing. That 5 doesn't count, but that's fine. The shuffle these, I still have to draw. A 4 would be nice on this, just because that's really the highest one I can get. 2, so I'm going 3. Ugh. That's bad. I will cool down. I get 1 cooldown. I will spend that to boost. To get 3 more out of the deal. And That's it. There's no corner to check. That's as far as I can go with that turn. So I'm gonna discard these 2 1s and probably regret it later, as well as these from my hand or from my play area, and draw back up to 7. Gray wants to go as far as it can, and gray is going to go 19. It cannot go that far because it's 13 to the corner, so it's going to go to the 3rd spot. Blue also wants to go its max speed. It wants to go 16, but it can't. It's at 15, so it will go to the 2. And then yellow is before the turn, so it's going to go 1 plus 3. It's going to go 4. That's it for that. I need to cool down the engine. Let's hopefully have a big number up here, like a 4. Yes, okay, good. Not too bad. Not the best. So I'm going to shift down this turn to that so I can get rid of 3 heat from my hand, which I only have 2, but it's fine. I'm not in last, though, but I can at least get rid of 2. I'm 6 away from the corner. Well, maybe I'll do... Maybe I'll get up there. I'll stay in 2. I'll stay in 2. I'll stay in 2 because I'll be able to get rid of one of these, and that's fine for now. We still got a lot more movement to go, so I play 2 cards, but I can't without going over. So actually, I'm not. I'm gonna stick with playing the 1 card because I can't play 6 with 2 cards. Just with what I have here, it's tough. So we're gonna flip over a Legends card for these Legends before me. Red is going first, and it wants to go. It's actually just past this Legends line here, so it's gonna go 2 plus 3 is gonna go 5. Then we're looking at the black car. Black car wants to go 2 plus 2 is 4. Blue car wants to go, it's before that corner there, so it's going to go 3 plus 1, it's going to go 4. Gray car is going to go 3. Oh, I should have put my card down. That's not how you play the game, but I was going to play this card because it's my turn. You reveal the cards before you go, so everyone knows. So like I shouldn't be able to react to what they were doing. This card I did have in my mind as well. I wanted to play. So I will go 5. Now I can slipstream if I want to, but I don't want to because that would cost me some heat. Because I would have gone 5 at that corner, and it can't slipstream 1. It's got to be 2. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, so you're supposed to go 2 spaces forward. I don't want to, because then it would cost me heat. But I could cool that heat down, actually. No, I won't. But I will cool down now. With 2 here. I didn't have any... couldn't boost. I could still slipstream now, though, as part of the thing here. If I do, I would go behind blue, and I'd still have to pay these 2 heat back into here, which actually is not too bad. I'm going to do that actually. I will do the slipstream. So I've gone 5 over 3, so it's going to be, the difference is 2, and I have the 2 that I just cooled down with. They're going to go back into my discard pile. But I'm in a better position to kind of keep going up here. So that's that. I already know what cards I want to play next round. So I'm going to discard this 0. This 5. Draw 4 more cards. I still have to deal with the gray and yellow. Or was gray first? Yeah, gray's right here. So gray did go to the 0. That's good. So yellow's next. Okay, yellow finally is going to go before the legend line. So we try to go 14. It cannot. So it's going to go all the way to the 1. And that's the legends movement. It's gonna be tough for me to catch these guys. They're probably gonna win, but I'm gonna battle my butt off for third place at least. Let's see. I want to get up to 2nd gear. I'll be able to cool down, which is nice. And I'm 7 from this line here, so I'm gonna definitely play those two. I'm gonna try my darndest to get up there. 7. So we're gonna do the Legends cards first. Here. Red is going to want to go 12, which means it's definitely going to cross the finish line. Right. For the purposes of this turn, we're going to keep these here just in case black may go further. Black wants to go 19. Black might actually... 19. We go to the 4. That's really good. Yeah, black's going to the 4, so black wins. It went. I'm going to double check that because I think it's whoever goes furthest in the same turn over the finish line wins. I think black ended up winning that game, that round, or that race. But we'll get back to that in a sec. Blue is next. Blue is before the legends line, so it wants to go as far as it can, which is to the number 3 as denoted here on this card. I'm going next. I need to go 7 spaces. Perfect. Now I'm ready to go this way. And I can cool down once, so I will. I had 1 card in my hand. I will get rid of this 2. And then these cards. And I gotta draw 4 more cards for my final hand. Or no, not my final hand, maybe my second to final hand. Then I'll do gray and then yellow, and then we'll see who won the battle between red and black. I think it's black, but just want to double check. I gotta draw 2 more. Ah. Eesh. Well, the risk isn't that bad. Alright. Gray. Gray wants to go... Gray's before the turn, so it's just going to move exactly 3. And then yellow will go 2 plus 3 to go 5. Alright, so let's just check that. I believe it's whoever goes furthest in the same turn. You can't slipstream across finish line. Remove all the cards that have crossed finish line from the track and place them in the order of Hall of Fame. Continuing playing all cards. You have 2 cards across the same round. The winner is furthest ahead. The black is the race winner. Red is in 2nd place. Now it's a battle for 3rd. All right. I have this many cards. I have 1 heat here. I just want to get across this line and then gun it. I think I might just do the 2 I need now. and then probably just slam it in the fourth. I won't be able to. So let's back that up. If I do third gear now, so if I shift from here to here, I'd have to play 3 cards, and that'd just be so rough. Because I wouldn't be able to pay this. I wouldn't be able to pay that. I'd wipe out. I got to stay with 2, unfortunately. And I'll go 3. I can't cool down. I went 1 over the speed limit there, so this will go there. I'm not going to boost because I can't pay for it. And that is that. So let's go to the Legends card to see what blue, yellow, and gray do. Blue and yellow are past the Legends line, so they're going to be going 2 plus whatever's up here. Blue is going to go 4. That's actually very good for me. Yellow is going to go 5. Blue has the lead though. I'll know that blue goes first. I think this is the racing line here. And then gray will go. Gray's actually going to go as far as it can because it's it's before this Legends line here. So it's going to go to the 1 as denoted here on this card. I actually feel pretty good about this now. So that's good. Discard these. I draw back up. I gotta drop 2 more. 7. All right. I can't pay any heat, but I can get a free bump up here to 3rd gear. The best I can do with 3 cards to get across this finish line is this. So I'm going to go 13 spaces now. It's now my turn because I'm first here. So 13, I'm going to be going to the 8. Now blue is next. So remember, blue was there first. And blue wants to go 10 spaces, so it's going to go to the 13. Blue didn't finish. Yellow is going to go 12. It's going to go to the 11. And gray is before the turn, so it's going to go 2 plus 3. It's going to go 5. 5. So I ended up getting 3rd place. Yellow has come in 4th place. I think it's safe to say, but we'll draw it out anyway to see if for some reason there's some serious catching up here, but I don't think that can happen. Let's check it out though. We flip it over again, and blue would go 15, and then the difference between movement here is 2, so blue would go 15. Actually, well, we'll just do it in this case. In this case, blue cannot go 15 before passing this turn, so it would go to 2. And then this would try to go 17. So it was actually closer than I thought it would be. So it ended like that. So blue gets a very close 5th. And Greg is very close in 6th there. So there is your champion. Black in 1st, red in 2nd, myself in 3rd. I was getting I think I may have tried to spend heat a little too soon, but that's where that ended. So your winners are there, and yeah, this game is cool. There's so much more left there's a whole advanced system. Box is huge, and it's full of a lot more cards that you didn't see. So here are the extra player cards here. And here are the cards we even touch. There's a scorebook here where there's weather modules, there's garage systems, there's another championship system. Yeah, it's chock full of stuff. But for now, nice, easy to play solo game. You'll be seeing this a lot on this channel for sure because it's a nice, easy to administer solo. Very easy to pop this legend system into a multiplayer game. When we get multiplayer games going on this, and then there's 4 maps. So there's this map. Might as well do this here. Let's take a picture really quick. So there's this map, and sorry, cars. And there on the other side of this one is I believe it's Italia. Yeah, so we have Italia here. Now the other two behind me, 1 second. Then we have France here. 5 corners in this one, so a little more advanced. What did Italy have? Italy had 3 corners. So there's France here, and then Great Britain here, which is 5 corners, 2 laps. It also tells you how many spaces there are to the whole map. So there's 63 spaces here. But yeah, much more to explore with this one. So stay tuned for more on that. And I appreciate anyone that had watched this. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll talk to you guys later.